We believe in Africa. We believe in its people. We believe that this is the continent of opportunity, the continent of potential, the continent of the 21st century. We believe that the time for Africa to rise, to grow, to take its rightful place in the world is now. In the first decade of this century, as the spotlight shone on emerging markets, sub-Saharan economies enjoyed the benefits of investment in manufacturing, combined with trade liberalization and the adoption of digital technology. This was the catch-up principle at work. Poorer countries prospered from the boom, which led to a boost in economic output per head. But the 2010s brought tougher times. Governments learned the hard way that fast growth is not a given. What is the secret to unlocking Africa's potential, to harnessing its opportunities, to unleashing its capacity for growth? We believe it's in the air around us. We believe that Africa's bright tomorrow is in the stars. We stand at the cusp of a new opportunity, driven by a growing young population, increasing urbanization, and rapid adoption of smartphones and internet on the continent. Today, with the backing of some of the world's richest companies, including Amazon and SpaceX, Africa is set to benefit from a global satellite internet network, giving every person on the continent access to fast, cheap broadband. We believe that this is a great time to be a tech player in Africa. We believe that we can leverage digital infrastructure to enhance efficiencies and economic activity in crucial ecosystems, including agriculture and business-to-business services. We believe that we can contribute to growth and help Africans take charge of their destiny. We're not here for quick returns. We're here for long-term growth. We're here to finance the building of power generation, factories and ports, the hard infrastructure that Africa's economies need for development. We're here to support crucial soft infrastructure too, including the African Continental Free Trade Area and Africa's education and health systems. We believe in Africa. We believe in its people. We believe in its tomorrow. We believe in working together to make that brighter future happen. We believe that it can be.
Very good morning, the guest of honor, ladies and gentlemen. Please feel welcome to the UNAYO launch. The guest of honor, the Deputy Governor of the Reserve Bank, Dr. Grant Kabango, the Chief Executive of Standard Bank, Mr. Philip Madinga, the Director of National Payments, Mr. Fraser Dwaziga, Director of National Payments, Gogo Chalo Njewa Ulemuanu, Mr. Rogers Mbekeani, the Rural and Microfinance Specialist, FAMSI, Mr. Naveen Kumar, the Fund Manager from MICF, representative of the Lilongwe District Commissioner, Mr. Daniel, the Market Chairman who are present, all UNAYO partners, members of the media, members of staff from Standard Bank, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, a very good morning and welcome. Before I give you a brief of UNAYO, just to announce that we are streaming live online. So for those of you who are also online, I would request that you kindly stay offline and commit to the event that is happening in here for fear of interruption of the transmission. For the exits on my left and right, for those that would love to use the washroom, just to brief you that we are also going to have presentations on UNAYO and speeches that will also take place. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2010, Standard Bank embarked on a journey that would see more of the unbanked population given access to financial services. Standard Bank then began to develop a platform called UNAYO. UNAYO is a service platform designed to connect businesses and people with mutual financial interests, and of course connects communities, businesses, and to help them grow. Alendo atolemekezeka amaindi abambo ndingonena kupang'ono kuti a Standard Bank akonza njira yamakono imene ikutchedwa kuti UNAYO yoyendetsera ndalama. Pali zinthu zambiri zimene timve tsiku la lero kuti UNAYO ungathe kutani: kulipira mabilu, kulandira ndalama, kutumiza ndalama, kaya kugula mayunitsi ndi zina zotero. Ndiye mkatikati mwa program yathu tikhalanso tikuwuzidwa malingana ndi ndondomeko yamakono imeneyi. The guest of honor, ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to call upon Effie Malange, who is the head of platform business, to give us more details of what UNAYO is. Effie?
All protocols observed. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I will share with you what UNAYO is all about. I will also share how UNAYO works. I will also share the service support available with UNAYO. And I will share with you some case studies on how UNAYO has been delivered to various customers already here in Malawi. But before I do that, do indulge me. I would like to share with you a brief story about one of my memorable, cherished moments with my grandfather. So my grandfather, my late grandfather, was a successful businessman. And Monday was a great occasion in his house, in our home. And every time we went on summer holidays, it was really an occasion that we all looked out for. Do you know why? Monday is the day that he would visit one of the very important people that he cherished in his life and in his business. So my grandmother would take care of his four-piece suit, his Wilson hat, his kingly walking stick, and they would pack all the sales proceeds because he was meeting his bank manager. Very important occasion on Mondays. At that time, if you recall, a bank was really a place where you go to. I remember my Standard 3 teacher, Mrs. Chuka, she taught me to say a noun is a name of a thing or a place, right? But over the years with technology, the word bank has actually changed. It's no longer a noun. It's no longer a place to go to. It's no longer a name of just anything. It's actually a verb. Do you remember what a verb is, a doing word? Banking can be done anywhere. In a physical structure, in a non-physical structure, it can actually be done. So technology really has transformed how things used to be done to a new wave of how things need to be done. And UNAYO just connects the dots because UNAYO is not a place that you go to. It's something that you get to do. And you will hear everybody saying, UNAYO, UNAYO, because it's no longer a place that you have to get various services from. Moving on, I would like to excuse me. Looks like my cursor is not working. But I will start sharing with one of the input and insights that we got from various corporate customers and various organizations about challenges that they face when they are making payments. Currently, the available options are cash-based. They really are in places where we don't have physical branches, and it's really a challenge. And even for individuals, for them to have access to a bank or to an account, it's actually something that is not easy. What UNAYO brings is actually a tailor-made, highly adaptable platform that provides various financial and service requirements for organizations and individuals. And UNAYO gets to connect various ecosystems. So if you're in business, it gets to connect you with your customers. If you're in various type of farming activities, it gets to connect you with even your off-takers. UNAYO has a very easy sign-up process, and we will take you through that. The meaning of the word UNAYO, I shall not unveil at this moment. I really want you to pay attention because it will be unveiled as the session goes. But with UNAYO, you're able to sign up for free. You don't need to pay anything to sign up on UNAYO. And UNAYO can be registered for individuals or businesses. So whether you're a citizen, non-citizen, a person of concern, you are able to sign up on UNAYO. No filling of forms, no going to a branch, you are able to do it yourself. If you want to become a merchant or an agent, you can actually earn a competitive commission, and you can partner with Standard Bank by registering as a merchant or as an agent, and this can be done by registering yourself, and that process will be shared in due course. UNAYO is actually something that gives freedom for our users. There are no charges on UNAYO when you transact within UNAYO. How good is that? So when you have an audience that you'd like to send money to and they use money within UNAYO, they can decide never to be charged their entire UNAYO life. What services are available on UNAYO? You're able to transfer money from your wallet to a bank. Soon you will be able to transfer money from the UNAYO wallet to all other wallets that are available in the market. On UNAYO, you can pay bills and you can make various bulk disbursements for various organizations. All you need is a mobile phone. Any feature phone, the most wireless work on UNAYO. If you have a smartphone, you are also able to download the app on UNAYO and get to use it. As you know, Standard Bank Group is all over Africa. And Malawi is not the only place where UNAYO is. So if you have a business or if your organization actually operates in various countries across the globe, do know that UNAYO is actually live in Eswatini, in Botswana, in Lesotho, in Zambia, just to mention a few. I would like to also highlight where UNAYO value can be redeemed. If you have UNAYO value, you can actually move around and find an UNAYO agent or an UNAYO merchant. Instead of you just moving around aimlessly, remember UNAYO is a digital platform. You're able to search on your phone, location, where to find merchant nearest to me. UNAYO will actually highlight where the agents or the merchants near you are located. We have a network of about 5,000 merchants already in the market, and these have been focused in the various places where we have been having activities. But by the end of the year, we will indeed have visibility across the country. Soon, you will also be able to withdraw UNAYO value on our Standard Bank ATMs across the country. And this gives you more convenience, 24-hour service. You don't need to wait until a merchant or an agent opens their shop. You would be able to withdraw from an ATM. We are also in strategic partnerships with various supermarkets and retailers across the country. And you will soon see us roll out these partnered type of activations where you would be able to access UNAYO across even the deep rural areas where our partners are currently operating. Our branch network is also open for UNAYO, and our merchants are guaranteed that liquidity will not be a problem in the deep rural areas because we will work as partners to make sure that we are able to drive the success of all our clients. So you could be asking, what's in it for me as an organization? UNAYO actually wants to improve the customer service delivery of your organization. We have served various organizations in terms of salary payments, They have told us how a salary payment day is almost like a holiday because the organization loses productivity. With UNAYO, you are able to make those salary payments with people still doing their job. They don't need to go and queue long queues and move long distances to access their value because they receive it as they are working. So it actually improves your organization's productivity. It actually improves even the customer experience of the individuals that you're serving. I have highlighted how UNAYO is a versatile platform and it can be integrated into various APIs. So we have worked with organizations who have highlighted to say we have specific tailor-made platforms or systems internally within our organization. Will UNAYO really work? UNAYO is able to integrate into your system and actually make sure that you're not having duplicated reports. You actually have a streamlined execution in your deliverables. In terms of community empowerment, UNAYO empowers the communities it operates in. It's actually a source of income to many. UNAYO actually gives dignity to the various members that we're also able to serve. As I've highlighted, in terms of cost efficiency, you will be able to see a lot of cost efficiency with UNAYO, very competitive service fees. And as I highlighted, if you use it within UNAYO, it's actually free. So you would be able to benefit more even from an accounting point of view. The other benefit is that you don't need any investments or overheads. All you need is a phone, a mobile phone. On whatever network, UNAYO actually works. Although you are not a customer of Standard Bank, UNAYO gets to work. Organizations have told us that they would like to track all transactions that actually happen within their space. That is traceability, auditability, and security. UNAYO actually provides you with that. For every transaction that goes through UNAYO, you would be able to track when it happened, to whom it happened, and from where it was redeemed. And it's real-time data that is available for you. In terms of reconciliation and reporting, you're able to generate various reports from the platform, and it actually helps you make various business decisions. There are various service support measures available for UNAYO. If you're an organization, we have dedicated relationship managers that will help unpack your requirements so that it's tailor-made to actually deliver what it promises for you. We also have a customer contact center for individuals that would like to make calls or ask for various things. You just dial 247 and somebody would be able to help you on the other line. I will then move on to some of the organizations we've supported with UNAYO. The first one is FHI 360 and CAMFED, an organization that deals with female education. These organizations have been running trainings across the country. And previously, they used to package cash in envelopes, CIT vehicles running across the country, crisscrossing through. But UNAYO has actually eliminated all that. With UNAYO, we're able to bulk disburse to all the training partners, and they're able to withdraw in their various locations with convenience. Another organization we've served is actually World Muslim League. And World Muslim League was actually disbursing aid, relief aid, to orphans across the country. And what was exciting about this opportunity is that 80% of the districts where the activities are where Standard Bank does not have physical branches. And it actually confirms to you that UNAYO has the ability to reach beyond Standard Bank branches. UNAYO has also paid various salaries and wages to security companies, various commercial farms across the country, and even small farmers have been able to receive their proceeds from various commodities on UNAYO. So it actually tells you that it brings in the communities that the platform business promises to solve for. I will just share with you some of the pictures of the events that have been happening on UNAYO. And indeed, as the African proverb says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. So this morning, it's just an appeal to all of you, ladies and gentlemen, physically and also online. We would like you to go together with us on this UNAYO journey, because it's not about going fast, it's really about going far. Thank you for your attention. Zikomo kwambiri ndingolongosolanso zija ndalongosola muchizungu zija muchichewa. Koyambirira kuja ndinangogawako nkhani umboni wanga, nkhani imene ndinali mwana, zimene ndimakumbukira kwambiri ndikapita kumudzi kwathu ndi agogo anga. Agogo anga anali munthu wa business othamangathamanga wageni, koma Monday iliyonse inali tsiku imene timakhala kuti kuli zochitika. Agogo anga akazi amakonzeka, suti yawo kwakonzera, chipewa chawo kwakonzera, ndodo yawonso kwakonzera ndi briefcase yawo ya ndalama zonse zimene anagulisa kugeni wiki imeneyi. Kale tikati ku banki kunali malo amene umapitako akuti amati dzina nawo inali dzina, koma mawu oti banki asintha, si dzinaso ndi mawu ochita, a verb. Ndipo ndi mawu ochita sakuyenera kukachitikira kumalo kwina kwake, atha kuchitika m'manja mwanu, mufoni mwanu. Ndi UNAYO ikutsimikiza mfundo imeneyi yokuti zinthu zasintha masiku ano. Sizikuyembekezera kuti inu mupite ku banki muzikafira mafomu kuti ndamva kuti za UNAYO ndilembetse ayi. Pamene mwakhalapo mukangodina *247# UNAYO uja tumwalowa tumwalembetsa. Mwina ndinu ageni, tikufuna tizibwera ku msika wanu pali zulu paja che, tizibwera pamene paja kulipira tomato ndi UNAYO, osavutikanso kuti usasoka china iliyonse. China chimene ndinalongosola ndichonena kuti ndi UNAYO, kaya ndiwe Malawi kaya siwe Malawi, utha kulembetsa pa UNAYO. Business yako ndi yaying'ono kaya ndi yayikulu, utha kulembetsanso pa UNAYO. Anthu ukamalembetsa pa UNAYO paja kuti upange business ngati agent wa UNAYO, commission imene umalandira ndi yapamwamba kwambiri, andi ndiyothandiza ubale wanu ndi ubale wathu kuti upite patsogolo pa zabwino zimene zikubwera mtsogolomo. Ndimanenanso kuti pali mabungwe angapo amene tayathandiza mu njira ya UNAYO, ena othandizana amasiye, ena anali ndi matraining osiyanasiyana. Chosangalatsa ndichokuti kumadera konse kumene tathandiza ndi UNAYO kunalibe mabanki a Standard Bank, kusonyeza kuti UNAYO amafika pena paliponse m'Malawi muno. Mukakhala ndi funso lina lililonse la UNAYO, mungodina 247, imeneyo ndi nambala ya ku customer contact center yathu, ndi yaulere kufunsa funso mene mungafunire kufunsa ya UNAYO akuthandizani. Kungomaliza pali mwambi umanena kuti ngati mufuna kupita msanga pitani nokha, koma ngati mufuna kupita kutali tenganani, pitani limodzi. Ndi kuno ku Standard Bank ndi pempho lathu kuti ulendo wa UNAYO suoyenda msanga, suoyenda tokha. Tikufuna tiyende nonse ndi inu kuti tipite patsogolo kusintha Malawi yathu ndi kutukula Africa ndi UNAYO. Zikomo kwambiri.
Thank you very much, Effie. Mulinayo UNAYO? Ndiyankheni, ulinayo UNAYO? Tafusena neba. Ulinayo UNAYO? As Effie has said, registration on UNAYO is quite simple. Where you will just dial *247 and #, and you ensure that you have all your national ID number and follow the easy prompts. If you have a smartphone, you go on the App Store or Google Play, you download the app and follow the screen prompts to start. So here with us is a team of young ladies and gentlemen. who will help you to get registered, and the summarize in, and then they will also assist you if you cannot understand. Thank you so much, Effie, once again. Ladies and gentlemen, we continue with the program. As I did mention that we have quite some presentations, but there's also a panel discussion that will take place on financial inclusion. So without much ado, I would like to invite the following panelists who will join me in front. Let me invite Mr. Fraser Dwazika, who is the Director of National Payments at Reserve Bank of Malawi. A round of applause for Mr. Fraser. Thank you, Mr. Fraser. You may take a seat on my far left. We also have online, we have Graham Chipande, who is the Head of Business and Commercial Clients. And we also have Navin, who is from MICF. Mr. Navin, a round of applause for Mr. Navin as he's making his way here. Thank you. So to my panelists, I would like to welcome you. As I did mention, we also have Graham, who is online. I'm sure that we will be having his comments when need be. Welcome, Graham.
Good morning, Tamara. Good morning, everybody. I'm happy to be with you.
The technical team will look into that. Guest of honor, ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to talk a little bit more about UNAYO and issues to do with the financial inclusion. So I would like to start with Fraser. What is the Reserve Bank's expectation from UNAYO? And as a regulator, what is your take on the banking industry adopting modern innovations as such?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, the moderator. And first of all, I'd like to thank Standard Bank for the opportunity to speak at this event. Our expectation on UNAYO is that it's going to expand the outreach of financial services, mainly in rural areas as well as hard-to-reach areas. But again, we also expect UNAYO to be a unique product which is affordable by many. By affordable, I mean low user cost. Right now, there's an outcry out there that the banking services are expensive. Of course, that's a contentious issue because banks have to recover costs on investment. But what's the point of investing into a product that will not be used simply because it is expensive? So it's just a question of striking a balance between promotion of the product and cost recovery issues. So banks have to do that, making sure that the products that are rolled out on the market are affordable by many. So we expect UNAYO to be affordable by many people. And if we combine outreach of the financial services in rural areas and low user cost, we expect UNAYO to bridge the financial exclusion gap that is there. The audience may wish to know that right now we have about 2 million bank accounts. And if we assume a one-to-one relationship, that is one person holding one bank account. But of course, we know that quite a number of people are at banks. So the 2 million bank accounts might be overstated. And then when you combine that, trace the origin of banking in Malawi, I think the Postal Savings Bank was rolled out somewhere around 1900 or 1912. So looking from that period, 1900 up to now, only 2 million people banked. This is a very low figure. Compare that with the mobile money business. 2012. Right now, we've got about 9 million subscribers. And out of that, over 5 million are active only over 30 to 90 day period. So we expect UNAYO to reverse this trend, to make sure that we include as many people as possible in the banking industry. Again, listening to a presentation by Effie, UNAYO also helped to create employment because somebody can sign up as an agent. And even those that are already operating a business, anyway, they can also use UNAYO as an additional stream of revenue. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You brought up a very good, important issue there. Before I come to you, Navin, you spoke about job creation and that. Graham, I hope we can get Graham to comment on this. What is the bank's expectation about UNAYO on the issues of job creation, financial inclusion, and service delivery?
Thank you, Tamara. I hope you can hear me loud and clear in the room.
Of the Malawi Innovation Challenge Fund. Just give me a moment to just explain what the MICF is and what we do. So the MICF is, as I said, a challenge fund. It's a private sector development program that was set up by UNDP in 2014. The main idea behind the MICF is looking for inclusive business model that address inherent risk. So over the past 8 years, we have launched 9 windows of funding, having worked across various sectors, including agriculture, manufacturing, logistics, irrigation, multiple donors. We work with the Federal Republic of Germany through KfW, the Royal Norwegian Embassy, International Fund for Agriculture Development, UNDP of the FCDO. So coming down into the 7th or the 8th year, we realized that one of the major challenges that these companies that we're working with is access to finance. And how do we, as a UNDP funded program, come in to look and to talk to financial institutions to see if there is an opportunity to introduce new products or services that will allow these SMEs to access finance. So our role initially, or currently now, is to work with financial institutions to support them in development of new products and services. So in 2019 and 2020, pandemic hit the world. The Federal Republic of Germany and UNDP decided that they would probably support the private sector in Malawi by coming out with 3 different windows of funding. One was for the tourism sector. One was for the growth and resilience window was for the private sector. And the third one, the financial outreach window, precisely the one that we are now talking about. So under the financial outreach window, there were 2 components that we were looking at. The first component is, can financial institutions develop such as these, which will allow SMEs to access finance? And the second component was digitizing the shift to a digitized platform. So these were the 2 components that we were looking at. So our involvement with UNAYO specifically is providing catalytic funding to Standard Bank for them to take this jump and take the inherent risk to develop something that is very new for the market. That is where we actually come in.
Great. Back to Fraser, before we can try and see if we can get Graham to respond. So what can you say? How does the central bank, through the regulations, support industrial players that bring these innovations on the market?
Yeah. First of all, for those that are outside the banking industry, the Reserve Bank is an advocate of digital payments. And as a result, our policies and regulations are accommodative, making sure that we promote rather than stifle innovation, while at the same time making sure that the new products that are rolled out on the market do not present undue risks to the financial sector. So our main role is to strike a balance between facilitation of innovation, while at the same time making sure that the national payment systems is stable, secure, and also is trusted by its users. Because if trust is lost, then whatever we do in terms of innovation, people will not go for that. But if we build trust through proper regulation by the Reserve Bank, then whatever commercial banks or any player introduces on the market, that will be signed up by the customers. And again, we also, in the interest of promoting innovation, we also follow what we call a test and learn approach. A test and learn approach, we let the innovation to take place or the players to roll out the innovative product in the market without the regulation. We learn out of that experience and jointly come up with a regulation that will govern the operation of that particular product. I can give an example of mobile money. Airtel rolled out Airtel Money in 2012, and later on, TNM Pamba also rolled out its payment products. By then, we did not have the Payment Systems Act in place. It only became effective in 2016. So which means had we not followed the test and learn approach, then Malawi would not have experienced mobile money business in 2012, would have waited up to 2017 or 2018 to roll out mobile money business. So what we did was let the players roll out mobile money, and then in the process, we formulate the appropriate law as well as regulations and directives. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now I do believe we can get through to Gray. Gray, welcome back. And as I asked what the bank's expectations are about UNAYO on issues of job creation, financial inclusion, and service delivery.
No, thank you, Tamara. I hope you're able to hear me now. And I think really from the two comments that my colleagues who've spoken before me made have really covered the thrust of the issue that we're looking at. So when, for example, you look about job creation, is how is it that we can help small traders to grow, their offerings and reduce the distance that customers need to travel to access goods and services. Now, how is it that then we use that productive time within the communities to start to offer more services that are there locally, and then start to use that opportunity to build skills and create more employable people within the communities. We've all heard the stories of so many people who've got to travel, further distances to just access basic goods and services. So how do we work to cut that distance down? And I think that's what Naveen talked about, when we collaborate to, bridge that ship. When it comes to financial inclusion, I think my colleague from the Reserve Bank put it best that, as banks, we've got about 2 million accounts within the 60 plus years that we've been at it. Our competitors in the telco industry have done maybe double that in half the time, but still more. That means there's more than 10 million Malawians that we've left excluded. That's 10 million that we've left, more than half the population that's outside. Now, when you start to think of what does that mean in terms of opportunities that we're offering for communities to be able to come together and save towards, their collective goals or to look at how it is that they can guard against risks within their businesses that they're doing, or simply just be able to access, new markets and services. For us now, it improves greatly what we can be able to do when we're able to now talk to the various different partners, just like we started with the INGO forum, and are now able to offer that peace of mind to those well-wishers who want to be able to do good in the community, to say your money can now have a better impact at the last mile within the communities that we're looking to serve, because we've helped to drastically cut down the cost of transparency and accountability, and making sure that those monies are most effective at the levels where they're needed to be. So that's really, for me, the excitement and the opportunity that we look to unlock in this area.
How does UNAYO now support other already existing products, such as, or services such as the *247 hash moments?
Thanks, Tamara. So Effie spoke very eloquently about some of the services that we can do, and I believe in a moment you'll also see some videos. But what I want to do is invite you a few years into the future now and say, how does it allow us to unleash fully the power of what we call an integrated financial services organization? So does it allow us, for example, to find a smarter way of financing an off-grid power solution somewhere in rural Ntalire, and delivering power that enables a cold chain, or for customers to be able to start manufacturing or doing value addition at the farm gate? Can we help fishermen in Chidule find a more sustainable way to be able to feed their families, but also help us to find a more sustainable way to look after the environment, and make sure that we're really providing more holistic solutions in that community? But also, can we help that young girl who admired their grandfather putting on his suit every Monday morning to eventually be now that bank manager in the suit, and realize her dreams through the power of education and many other solutions that we can be able to offer? So by allowing customers to have access to all of these products and services at their fingertips, that's just the first part of it. And that's what we're doing right now in the short term. The next step is really now an invitation, as Effie put it, to say, UNAYO. And it's now that invitation to say, what else can we help do? What other gaps can we help bridge? If we look at it just as an opportunity to offer, easier access to goods and services at a mobile phone, I think then we'll have missed an opportunity to invite you and excite you into a vision of the future, where we can really be able now to live up to that promise of it can be, and fuel the dreams that will help us to drive Malawi's growth, and help unlock those opportunities. So that's, for me, the exciting opportunity that we have to complement the existing suite of products that we have right across the bank, but also now to invite now those 10 million Malawians that we've left excluded from the ability to realize their dreams on that journey, to help us build a better Malawi as we look to drive that growth.
Let you off finally, and before I can get a bit of a conclusion from my the panelists here, what does the rollout of UNAYO say about Standard Bank's transition to becoming more than a bank, from a traditional bank to a platform of business?
Thanks, Tamara, and that's a very good question. So I want to take you back maybe about 160 years ago to when we first set up a tent somewhere in the in the Eastern Cape, to follow wool traders in their ambitions to look to exploit new markets and offer their trade. And it's a journey that we've been on that's now taken us into more than 18 African countries, and it's really now part of our DNA when we look to be more than a bank. Because it's not just really for us about looking to provide, payments and, collection solutions, or help you to save, invest, and borrow a little bit better, but it's really about unlocking the power of dreams. And it's something that's been at the core of our DNA for all those years, and as we move into the future. Now, it's in that same spirit today that, when we reflect on our motto, which is "It can be," and we start to answer the call full of, a continent and a nation full of dreamers that looks us to fuel that purpose that I talked about, where, Malawi is our home and we look to drive her growth. And you say, so what? How does that all connect together in us, looking to be more than a bank, if we're looking to, build a mall or a platform organization? And it's really, been an exciting journey for me over the past business to better serve the communities that, that surround us, but also to help our customers find better solutions. And it really goes back to now that old African proverb that Effie put out to say, if you want to go, fast, go alone. But we have a vision to grow far. Because when we look at driving Africa's growth and starting by driving Malawi's growth, it's really taking us into the long term and where we want to be. And it's within that when we say, how is it that we better societies better, but also supporting our economy and sustaining our environment. And the key lesson that we've got from there is that, our partners have most of these answers. And most of these answers lie in the communities that challenged us. Just like those women in rural Salu, who when we went to partner with UN Women just over a year ago now, and we had no branches there, but they challenged us to say, no, we're not here to look for your money. We're here to look for an opportunity to show you what we can do. And with, small things like, helping with sustainable ways of farming and climate smart agriculture, they were able to double their yields and really change their lives and now be able to form businesses that could, last all the way around the year. So how do we take, and harness that effect with our partners and even our competitors, and where we launched the INGO forum now to say, how is it that we better collaborate to have, a more lasting impact on the communities that we serve and come together. And, you might look at me and you say, but your competitors, why do you want to invite your competitors onto your platform? And it's again, going back to, what my colleague from the regulator said, that as banks, we've barely scratched the surface. Together with the MNOs, we're still not doing enough. But how is it that we can harness the learnings that we've gotten between us, but also inviting from, those learnings from our other partners to start now, unlocking opportunities for those that have been denied opportunities, to participate within their communities, but also create opportunities locally. But also collaborate, with their friends to come together and find solutions that are more sustainable. So for me, really, it's an exciting day because on this day, we get to issue an invitation to everybody to say now, UNAYO. Effie said, you don't need to go into a branch. You need one of these, which is not very fancy like me. It's a feature phone. And you can get onto our platform and start to explore what is it that we can be able to do together to now start to drive Malawi's growth. So it's really now to use that power of the platform, the phone that we've got within our hands, and the dreams that we carry within us here to now unlock the power of it can be. So that's why I'm very excited this morning to be with you tomorrow as we to the market. Thank you very much.
Indeed, quite an exciting package that is UNAYO. And before I close, I'd like to conclude with my panelists here. Fraser, Munamundi Ankulira ko nchichewa inuyo monga Reserve Bank of Malawi. Ndondomeko imeneyi mwati fotokozera mchingerezi imene mwayilandirira inuyo ngati Reserve Bank koma mwina kungotsindikaso ku mtundu wa Malawi kuti mukuiona bwanji komanso chiyembekezo chanu nchotani makamaka kwa amene akonza ndondomeko imeneyi ndi onse amene azigwiritsa ntchito ndondomeko imeneyi.
Zikomo kwambiri. Ndondomeko ya UNAYO tiwona kuti ithandizira kwambiri kuti yakope anthu makamaka amene ali kutali kuti nawonso ayambe kumasungitsa ndalama kumabanki. Pakanali panopa mabanki, mabranch, ma ATM, ma point of sale device amangopezeka mtawuni mwina mwake ndi mu pa district koma m'midzi zimene zizi sizimapezeka. Poti sizimapezeka ndiye kuti anthu amene ali kumidziko alibe kuthekera kuti akhoza kumakhala ndi access ku banking services. Mwachitsanzo munthu ali ngati malo kwa Nkando ndiye kuti ayende mwina 40 kilometers kuti apite pamulanje paboma kuti akachita deposit ndalama kapena kuchita withdraw ndalama. Munthu amene yonso ayeneranso kuti akwere minibus asiye zimene amapanga ngati ali mulimi ndiye kuti asiye kulima ngati amayang'anira ziweto asiye zonsezo zinthu zimene zimamthandiza pa moyo wake wa tsiku ndi tsiku ayenera kusiya kuti apite ku banki ukachita deposit ndalama kapena ukatenga ndalama. Ndi nthawi imene akutaya pamenepopo plus zimene akulipiranso pa transport zimampangitsa munthu kugwa ulesi kuti atsegule account ku commercial bank. Ndi ndondomeko ya UNAYO poti ikumfikira wina aliyense kumene ali ndiye kuti zipangitsa kuti anthu amene akhozotsegula mabuku awo ku mabanki ichuluka kusiyana ndi mmene zilili pano. Ifa panopa tili ndi mabuku okwanira 2 million okha, pamene banking tikafufuza mbuyo mwinamba kalekale chama 1900 panopa timene okhala mwina ndi anthu over 9 million amene ali ndi mabuku awo ku mabanki. So pano njira imene ya UNAYO ipangitsa kuti anthu akhale ndi chidwi chotsegula ma account ku mabanki ifa sadzivutika kuyenda kupita kutali, komanso ndi mmene tamvera papaso sikuti ndi yolowa mthumba kwambiri. Mbuyomu timaona anthu fe timapita ukagogoda ku banki tikafuna kaita deposit ndalama kapena kuchotsa ndalama kutapa ndalama, koma panopa ndi njira ngati ya UNAYO panopa no Standard Bank ndimene ikuchoka kumene iliko kupita no kumidzi ndi zothekera zoti anthu akhoza kumakhala ndi kothekera kuchita nawo participate mu banking industry ali kumudzi konko osavutika soti ayende kapena kuti asiye zimene amapanga. Kaya ndiwe mulimi ukhoza kupanga banking service uli kumunda, kaya ndiwe nsodzi uli mbwato, kaya china chiyonse imene ukupanga ukhoza mapanga uli pompo osavutika so kuti uyendeso mtunda watali. Ndi apa ndi njira yabwino ndithu kuti anthu athe kuivomereza kuti ayambe kugwiritsa ntchito chifukwa chiti panopa zomapita ku banki mwina ubaona nyumba iyo kuti ndiyo banki panopa zimene zikuchepa. Banki ili m'manja, banki ili mthumba mwa munthu, banki ili pakhonde pa munthu, banki ili kuchipinda kwa munthu. Zikomo kwambiri.
Zikomo kwambiri chifukwa choti tsindika makamaka ubwino wa ndondomeko imeneyi ndi chiyembekezo chanu ngati Reserve Bank. Mr. Navin, just to wind up as a partner, any last words you would like to say, especially to those that intend to utilize that service and as a partner, and any words of encouragement to consider such a platform?
Thank you, Tamara. So just as a few closing remarks, actually, this is a very unique way whereby development institutions work with private sector to achieve development objectives, while at the same time, a private sector company is achieving its commercial objective. So what we are trying to do here, like actually Fraser just mentioned, this is a test and learn process. So what MICF is trying to do with Standard Bank is to test UNAYO in the market, and we place milestones, tangible, measurable milestones from the start or the design of the product till the finish line, which is going to be in about 30 months' time. And those tangible, measurable products, numbers that we have worked with Graham, we took a lot of time to discuss with Graham and finalize, is to see if this model can actually work and then can be commercially sustainable as it moves along. And for MICF, this development impact that we are going to get is going to be long-term and sustainable beyond our injection of catalytic funding to support the project. So when we said, what is this development impact we're looking at? We look at real numbers of SMEs who are able to access a certain volume of finance through UNAYO. We look at maybe about 3.5 million touch points for the digital wallets. We are looking at job creation. When we look at job creation, we calculate and say there are 4,000 SMEs that are going to be working with UNAYO. Each of them are going to be creating 2 jobs, so that's about 8,000 jobs. So these are all tangible, measurable targets that we place along an implementation timeline. And once Standard Bank invests, we then reimburse them part of the cost. So that's how this entire model works. So as a last closing remark, I mean, a lot of senior people here would already know about, I think Fraser just mentioned about Airtel Money and TNM Mpamba. Of course, this all came from M-Pesa in East Africa, in Kenya. And M-Pesa came out of a challenge fund. It is not that Safaricom did not have sufficient finance to start M-Pesa, but there was inherent risk that was attached to it. And with a little bit of catalytic funding from AECF, the Africa Enterprise Challenge Fund, Safaricom invested in M-Pesa, and it completely changed the digital landscape. So probably with this little bit of support that we have given Standard Bank, we hope that they are able to take UNAYO forward and completely change the digital financial platform in Malawi and take it across into the region and across the world. So wishing Standard Bank all the best as they take this forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And our guest of honor, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of our panel discussion. Great thank you to Fraser and Mr. Navin. And let's give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I will allow you to take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, let's not forget to sanitize, wear our masks, and COVID is real. So we will continue. And just a bit of a refresher, I would like to invite the Dzaleka team with the UNAYO song performance to come in. But before I do that, UNAYO ulinayo? UNAYO mulinayo? As I say, the team of ladies and gentlemen will assist if need be. Thank you. The Dzaleka team.
A market for the free, a place for you and me. Sunset mama, sunset mama, whatever you need, you can get it easily. Sunset mama, sunset mama. A market for the free, a place for you and me. Sunset mama, sunset mama, whatever you need, you can get it easily. A market for the free, a place for you and me. Sunset mama, sunset mama, whatever you need, you can get it easily. Sunset mama, sunset mama, sunset mama. Daya kukulita, kapena kukula. Sunset mama, sunset mama. Daya kukumiza, kapena kulandila. Sunset mama, sunset mama. Sunset mama, sunset mama. Sunset mama, sunset mama. Sunset mama, sunset mama. Unayo. 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 Sunset mama, sunset mama. Unayo.
Thank you so much to the Dzaleka dancers for such a wonderful performance. Guest of honor, ladies and gentlemen, as Effie alluded to earlier, that UNAYO did not just come about. There is a meaning behind the name. So at this point in time, I now call upon Mr. Philip Madinga, who is the CEO for Standard Bank, to share with us what UNAYO is really about.
Good morning. Mongata ma anafunsila eti ineso ndifunsepo. Mulinayo unayo. Ya simu yanka kumweka eti. Mulinayo unayo. Chabino. The guest of honor, Deputy Governor of the Reserve Bank of Malawi, Dr. Grant Kabango, Director of National Payments, Mr. Fraser and Bazika, Gogo Chalo, Traditional Authority Njewa, Ulebwanu, tatokoza kuti mwabwera zakhala ferero. Mr. Rogers Mbekean, Rural and Microfinance Specialist for FAMSI. Mr. Naveen Kumar, the Fund Manager for MICF. Representative of the Lilongwe District Commissioner, our chairman from the markets that have joined us this morning, but also our UNAYO partners. I've seen a few that are present in this room. Members of the media, members of Standard Bank that have also joined us this morning in this room, but also virtually. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and also welcome to our colleagues and everyone who has joined us virtually online. I can't hide my excitement because today is really a momentous day for both Standard Bank, Malawi, but also Malawi itself, as we introduce on the market a new platform called UNAYO. UNAYO is a multilateral global digital platform that has been designed as a shopping mall, or what we call a marketplace, that connects merchants, shoppers, communities, but also other stakeholders within the economic ecosystem through a wide range of financial solutions. It enables online payments. It also enables money transfers, bill payments, airtime purchase, and as Effie mentioned earlier on, it also enables disbursements. These are just among the capabilities that UNAYO has. The name UNAYO is derived from Swahili, and it means you have it. In our own local language, Chichewa, it means ulinayo. But as I was walking in this room this morning, I've also heard that in Sena, it also means ulinayo. You have it in your hands. As the name suggests, through this financial solution and innovation that we're introducing, Standard Bank is literally putting the power in the hands of Malawians and everyone to improve their financial well-being, but also financial needs. UNAYO is a standalone platform that allows Malawians to transact, but also meet day-to-day services and transactional needs, regardless of whether they have a Standard Bank account or not. As Effie mentioned earlier in her presentation, you don't need to have a Standard Bank account to be on UNAYO. Isn't that exciting? The platform is purely digital and is also accessible on both TNM and Airtel numbers through USSD, but also through the UNAYO mobile app. Registration on UNAYO could be described as twofold. You can register as a merchant, but you can also register as a normal customer. And once you do that, it means now you have an access to a wide range of services. But also this enables you to add value to your respective daily routines. The question that you may be asking, those of you that have joined us virtually here and all of you who are here, is why UNAYO? Standard Bank fully understands that there are technological and digital dynamics happening within the banking sector and fintech sectors, globally, but also locally here. And that we can only serve Malawians and our customers better when we stay in sync with these changes. And you agree with me that due to these changes, and Effie mentioned and Graham also mentioned, banking has changed. It has evolved beyond just having physical branches, beyond just having account numbers. Customers, you in here and those that are watching us online, are looking for a one-stop shop where all their financial needs and requirements are going to be addressed. Therefore, through this innovation, at Standard Bank, we are reiterating the fact that we're not just more than a bank, but we've become more than a bank. We are now a driver of ecosystems that can connect different customers, merchants, but also market players in our economy. Over the past year or so, we've been working towards becoming a much more digitally enabled institution. And more recently, you heard announcements that we're moving towards becoming a platform-led business. Why are we doing this? We're doing this to enable you, our customers, fulfill your dreams, transact digitally with ease wherever you are. Whether you're shopping, or you're just socializing, or you're doing business. At Standard Bank, we find pleasure in investing in these kind of innovations because we remain committed to finding new ways of making dreams for all Malawians possible. And those of you that have gone through our new country vision, MW 2063, that's what it aspires. We want to make sure that Malawians can actually become successful and support the economic development of our country. And through UNAYO, and my colleagues on the panel mentioned earlier on, we are addressing two key economic issues. One is around financial inclusion. The other is about job creation. I'm sure we've heard the aspiration of us as a country creating those additional 1 million jobs. And as we speak this morning, thousands, if you shared a few here, of businesses have already registered as UNAYO merchants across the country, ready to serve millions of customers across the different ecosystems. Effectively, this means that jobs are already being created. But more importantly, and simultaneously, a good section of the unbanked population will also start accessing banking services. Isn't that exciting? We can therefore say without doubt and with confidence that with UNAYO, we are creating endless opportunities for millions of Malawians to improve their lives and make it easy for them to transact. At Standard Bank, we believe that every Malawian must be part of a growing and thriving economic ecosystem to improve the livelihoods of all aspects. And that's what our new vision, MW 2063, talks about. And as we embrace the future and adapt to the new world norm, I think the panelists and Effie shared some of the changes that have happened. We have taken a strategic decision to adopt this platform mindset that we're talking about. This is in response to the needs and requirements of our clients, but also the markets in which we are operating. The launch of UNAYO this morning, today, is one of our first platform solutions, is part of this mindset. But it's also well aligned to our new 3 revised strategic priorities, which are, and some of you may have attended some of our investor days, and we did share some of these. The first strategic priority is around transforming client experience. What do we mean by this? We are saying using technology, data, and human insight, we aim to understand our clients' needs, but also those of our partners as deeply and emphatically as we can, so that we can begin to match them with digital capacities that enable them to achieve their goals and aspirations. Secondly, we want to execute with excellence. Again, what do we mean? We intend to deliver innovative and cost-effective products and services and solutions like UNAYO in partnership with others. You've heard from Naveen, MICF, the MNOs that we are in partnerships with. That's what will enable us to execute with excellence. And thirdly, and finally, as a third pillar to our strategic priority, is about driving sustainable growth and value. Enabled by the 2 strategic priorities that I've highlighted, we intend to deliver an inclusive and enduring sustainable growth and value, not only for our shareholders, but also for the societies in which we operate. And we want to do this in a long-term manner, not just short-term where we make money today, but also environmentally and socially sustainable kind of growth. That's what we aspire at Standard Bank, and that's what we aspire for the markets in which we operate. And as part of this strategic direction, as a future-ready organization and the strategic direction that I've highlighted, we've also made some structure changes in how we want to serve you, our customers. Going forward, and we made these announcements in the early part of the year, the bank now shall be primarily organized along 3 new client segments. And these are, first one is our consumer and high net worth client segment. This is where we want to serve our individual customers, our personal customers, but also the affluent customers or private banking customers. And that's where, if you look at UNAYO, whether you're looking at a rural farmer, the person that requires that service in the most rural areas of this country, where we serve them from digitally. The second segment is business and commercial client segment. This is where we serve our SME customers and those startups, those businesses that want to grow into bigger businesses, and the commercial customers, because we believe that that's the future for this country. And thirdly, and finally, and not the least, is our wholesale and client segment, where we serve our large corporates, multinationals, but also where we handle some of the complex and large transactions. These segments, as we announced earlier in the year, are supported by 3 key capabilities. The first one is around client solutioning, which is where products like UNAYO and other innovations are going to be driven from. The third one, most important, and those of you that are following the digital trends, is our engineering function, which is really our technology and operations, which will support the third capability, which is innovation, to enable us support the innovation for the future, making sure that our organization is future ready. We believe that by doing this, this new approach is going to accelerate the bank to realize a much more integrated and seamless delivery of financial services to this diverse customer base that we have. But it also reduces time. It will also reduce the cost to serve. But more importantly, it will also enable us to innovate more quickly and a lot more efficiently. And as we share these changes today and launch UNAYO, remember, and Graham mentioned this, Standard Bank is a purpose-driven organization. And that at the core, we believe that Malawi is our home and we drive our growth. As such, the bank, through our powerful scale and strengths and the advantages we have, we will continue to serve clients, but also support the economic development of Malawi. As I conclude, it is my hope that Malawians today and days to come across the country will join this exciting digital revolution and become part of the UNAYO family today. Maybe the question, and Tamara has been asking, is how do you join this revolution? How do you become part of this UNAYO family? It is quite simple. If you are using a feature phone, a feature phone, you can register on UNAYO simply by dialing *247 and simply follow the instructions. I will repeat. If you are using a feature phone, simply go on your mobile phone, dial *247 and follow the instructions. But for those of you that are using smartphones, you can also register. You've not been left behind. On the UNAYO app, by downloading the UNAYO mobile app on Apple Store, if you have an iOS device. And if you are using an Android device or Huawei device, you can download the UNAYO mobile app on Play Store. As I said, it is that easy and simple. Inetu ndili nayo UNAYO. Kainu muli nayo. All the best as you join the UNAYO family. With Standard Bank, it can be Ndizoteka. Please join this revolution. I thank you for your attention.
A round of applause for Mr. Madinga, the CEO of Standard Bank. Ndiye monga mene tikudziwa kuti mafumu athu amalandira mwezi ndi mwezi, timadziwa kuti honorariate kapena kuti mswahala. Ndiye monga ena amayenda ndithu mutali kuti akafikire ku banki kuti akatenge mswahala umenewu. Ndiye pano ndi chinthu chosangalatsa kuti pali ndondomeko imeneyi ya makono kuti mwina mafumu athu midzimu azichepekedwa makamaka ntchito imene amayenera kuti ayende mwina mtunda wautali kuti akafikire banki imene akuyenera kuti akatape ndalama zimenezi. Mosataya nthawi, mlendo olemekezeka amayi ndi abambo, mutilole kuti ndiwadzutse gogo cha lonjewa kuti nawonso atifotokozere kusangalala kwawo ndi kukhutitsidwa kwawo malingana ndi ndondomeko imeneyi ya UNAYO. Gogo cha.
Ulemu nyumba yonse, ine ndilosangalala kwambiri pa UNAYO imene yachitika launch imeneyi, ndikuyimira mafumu kuderaku. Ndatolapo ziwiri zitatu amene amalankhula pano. Pamene padzana tinali anthu osazindikira, koma pano tazindikira. Ndatolapo moti mafumu anzanga amene ine ndikuyendera mafumu anzanga pano. Mafumu kuderako amavutika. Umenda mtunda wautali ukafika ku banki. Koma pamene abwera UNAYO, chinthu chimene itachilandira ndi manja awiri. Komanso mafumu amatheka mwina uyenda wapansi ukafika ku banki. Koma pamene abwera UNAYO, tikhulupirira kuti mwatichotserako mtundawo. Tikuthokozeni a UNAYO. Komanso ndilokondwa kwambiri pa zimene mwachita inu ya UNAYO. Kudera kudi ndizoona. Mafumu okalamba mwina ukafika ku banki wapeza 5,000. 5,000 imeneje kuderaku mwina kugulitsa nkhuku. Kapenanso mwina kukongola kumene akangotenga ka 5,000 ku banki ukafika kuderaku kandalama kaja katha. Koma pamene mwafika inu ya UNAYO, ayi zinthu zosangalatsa kwambiri, ine changa ndi chimwemwe kwambiri. Chifukwa chakuti fumu ngati momwe mwanenera unene kukhoza kugula kamose kalero nikupanga zija mwanena zija kamuti thuka achani kuko. Ndikhulupirira kuti ndi zinthu zonyaditsa kwambiri. Chifukwa ziyesetsa fumu kutenga akandalama kaje utapa mu foni nkuwagula fetereza. Mwina kena uthandizanso ngati manja awo. Ine ndilonyadira kwambiri pakuyimira mafumu onse, ndi chinthu cha mtengo wapatali. Pempho fikani wanthu anali yonse muderamu tidzakulandirani ndi manja awiri. Ikani mabulanchi anu mmene mungachitire ife tidzakulandirani kuderaku. Komanso ichichi chinthu ichi tachilandira. Tikuthokoza kwambiri a UNAYO pa zimene mwachita kuti mafumunso nawo asamende mtunda wautali. Muzitipeza kumaderaku tidzakulandirani ndi manja awiri. Komanso anu akenu mwina mukapanganso msonkhano mutipeza ife tidzakulandirani ndi manja awiri. Ndi chinthu cha mtengo wapatali kuti ine ndime pano, ine ndine ndani. Ndikuthokozani kwambiri a UNAYO pa zimene inu mwachita. Mwathandiza munthu wakumudzi. Pamene ena kumudziko mwina nkhalamba kumene udzafika ngati kunoko zimakhala zinthu zomvetsa chifundo kwambiri. Ukuona somwe ku banki kuli chimfolo chochuluka. Koma pamene mwafika inuyo ndikhulupirira kuti kuderaku mukatipeza ndipo ife tikakulandirani ndi manja awiri. Ndi mawu ameneyo andisire pamwepa zikomo kwambiri.
Thank you very much. That was Chief Njera, just speaking on behalf of the chiefs and appreciating this innovation and that it will indeed lessen the hassle and the problems of traveling far just to get their honoraria as chiefs in different parts of the country. As we proceed with the program, it is in the best interest of the Reserve Bank to ensure that the financial inclusion is being driven by all players in the sector. At this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call upon our guest of honor, who is also the Deputy Governor of the Reserve Bank of Malawi, Dr. Grant Kabango, to share with us his remarks. Guest of honor.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The CEO of Standard Bank, Mr. Philip Madinga, Gogo Charo, here with us this morning. Director of National Payments, Mr. Fraser Blaziga, Mr. Rogers Mbekeani, Rural and Microfinance Specialist, Farms, Mr. Naveen Kumar, Fund Manager for MICE, representative of the Lilongwe District Commissioner, Market Chairman, UNAYO partners, members of the media, members of staff from Standard Bank, ladies and gentlemen. Today is an exciting day, not only for the banking sector, but for the Reserve Bank of Malawi as well. This is so because as a regulator, we see new innovations on the market as enablers to improve financial access, inclusion, and experience for Malawians. It is exciting because the Standard Bank has always remained customer-centric in its innovations. So today, this morning, we applaud Standard Bank for bringing up this facility to its customers and beyond. UNAYO platform comes as a timely intervention to a sector that is dynamic and in need of new ideas to improve delivery of modern financial services. This platform also comes at a time when there is even more need for financial and banking services to be provided to a safer and digital way, and as we manage the risks of the COVID-19 pandemic. It is quite clear from the earlier introductions and presentations that this does not require any physical contact. You may as well do business in the comfort of your home. The Reserve Bank of Malawi, therefore, within its given mandate, appreciates the rollout of UNAYO from several fronts. As the MD indicated, first is financial inclusion. The central bank places a lot of interest on issues around financial inclusion as a key government agenda. We believe that every Malawian must have an opportunity to access quality banking and financial services from wherever they are and with ease. UNAYO, from what we've heard and seen, clearly delivers this by ensuring that everyone, and not only Standard Bank's existing customers, access UNAYO. For several decades, as my colleague Mr. Ndwaziga indicated, banking was viewed as an elitist service only available in specific locations, such as cities, towns, and trading centers. UNAYO clearly corrects this narrative by extending financial access beyond cities, towns, and trading centers into rural areas across the country. Even though there has been a shift towards digital banking, penetration still remains low. As we've heard, out of 19 million Malawians, only 2 million have access to banking services. This is a disappointing development. However, these statistics should not hold anymore. It is our wish that with the introduction of UNAYO, which is an additional platform in the market, this should lead to the doubling of these numbers within the next few years. The Reserve Bank wants penetration of banking services to improve as soon as yesterday. We are therefore convinced that UNAYO has come to help in reversing that anomaly by taking banking straight to the people and doing so digitally and through modern means. The second aspect, as the MD indicated, is job creation. We at the Reserve Bank are also glad that the banking industry continues to create meaningful and sustainable jobs for Malawians. UNAYO connects different customers, producers, and merchants in various ecosystems. And in relation to Standard Bank and today's event, we understand that thousands of Malawians have already become UNAYO merchants across the country, and they are earning commissions instantly. We believe that this will enable job creation and support entrepreneurship. It is our expectation that once the UNAYO platform starts to grow, Standard Bank may look into creating more innovative digital solutions for these budding entrepreneurs to become bigger businesses that will support economic growth of this country. Third is the skill transfer and improvement of standards. Banking is an industry that operates on highly specialized skills around business development, market and sales, system security, client engagement, among other key roles. Being a Pan-African and global brand, Standard Bank benefits from a vast pool of knowledge when it comes to global technologies and innovation. UNAYO, therefore, kickstarts a digital revolution that brings another layer of knowledge in Malawi's banking sector. This added value only makes things better because it reflects at the standard of services that financial institutions will be delivering in the coming years. In the recent years, the customer has become clearer and much more informed than before. It is imperative that our banking sector comes up with innovations or initiatives that matches that kind of knowledge gain. Remember, the industry has now changed. Those who were your competitors yesterday are your partners today, and the sharing of information has become the currency of modern business. The Reserve Bank of Malawi would like to see more partnerships and more collaboration in the industry. Yes, UNAYO is a Standard Bank platform, but at the Reserve Bank of Malawi, we believe that it will exist and make an impact to the larger financial ecosystem as well as other ecosystems. This means that the know-how around platform business will infiltrate the industry and bear fruits through improved service delivery by all banks. It is safe to say that this new knowledge packaged by Standard Bank directly impacts the whole banking and financial sector. Another aspect is economic growth. Given the connection which UNAYO platforms creates within the ecosystem, means it will stimulate some degree of economic activity for those using it and those who would now be formally employed and use it as a way of earning a living through UNAYO. UNAYO will also stimulate business activity within different sectors of the country, including agriculture, where most of our country's population operating. UNAYO will enable producers and merchants within these sectors to thrive. This, ladies and gentlemen, will have a direct impact on the health of the country's economy as it increases the earning and spending power of those benefiting. We can all hope that this impact will reflect positively in the near future as we aspire to create an inclusive wealth and self-reliant nation as articulated in our newly launched country vision of MW 2063. Finally, our commitment and promise to support as the Reserve Bank of Malawi. At the Reserve Bank of Malawi, we believe that through digital innovative solutions like UNAYO, our financial inclusion agenda will become easier. Our desire is to ensure that the unbanked population has access to banking and financial services with ease and in a safe way, but also cheaper. In this regard, the Reserve Bank of Malawi is committed and promised to support the banking sector with regulation and directives that support innovation. We also fully embrace and support those players like Standard Bank that are forward-looking and adopting new ways of serving Malawians better, digitally and in a safer way. I would therefore like to congratulate Standard Bank for introducing this innovative solution, UNAYO, and wish Standard Bank success as you roll out and entrench UNAYO on the market. Ladies and gentlemen, with these remarks, I now declare UNAYO formally launched, and thank you all for your attention. God bless.
Thank you to the guest of honor. A round of applause once again. Now, one of the key strategic value drivers is C, which stands for social, economic, and environment. The aim is to deliver Standard Bank's purpose. Malawi is our home. We drive her growth. Here is a poem that explains what C is, and this is a video that's going to be shown.
Beyond borders, beyond blind profit, beyond selfish desire, beyond putting yourself first. To really see is to overcome social, economic, and environmental challenges. To really see is to open your eyes and maximize positive impact, not just minimize harm. In this great continent of Africa, which I call home, there is a bank that can see the future and is finding new ways to make dreams reality. It is stirring the pot of dreams for shareholders, employees, clients, customers, and communities, and is driving Africa's growth. This growth is the foundation of who they are and why they exist. It's why every employee plays a part in helping Africa grow. With each customer interaction and every transaction, they are unlocking value and making lives better. Standard Bank is more than just a bank. Their biggest impact is seeing who and why and what they finance. They breathe in hope and do business the right way, while making sure they use the digital world to go beyond the expected way of doing things. In doing this, they can see more by helping everyone to learn, to grow, and to make Africa stronger. They see more by making sure that every one of her people can use the bank to help them reach their dreams. They see more by financing large and small projects that will bring prosperity, while being careful that they do no harm. They see more by understanding the hopes and dreams of people and business, big or small, and helping them to thrive. They see more in effortlessly linking countries with innovative finance solutions and payments. And in doing this, they draw Africa together and make her stronger. They see more in the future of our world, so they work with clients to develop innovative solutions to keep our planet green and make our home a better place. They see more in keeping Africa's people healthy by investing in infrastructure and healthcare. And by seeing the bigger picture, they see more because they believe that being part of Africa is also being part of the world. They strive to achieve a set of goals that not only make them, but the whole world more sustainable. They are prepared to be held accountable for their actions and will work hard to make sure they are a trusted partner in business. Because Standard Bank sees more, so can I. I am a child of Africa. My dreams are interwoven with those of my ancestors, but I look keenly to the future too. Africa is my birthplace. but modern culture is where I am comfortable. My pride in who I am and where I come from is what makes me stand tall. But taller still, I stand under the banner of a bank that sees the importance of business and of driving Africa's growth. A bank who sees the bigger picture, but also sees me, sees my dreams, and sees my future. I am just one, but Standard Bank sees the dreams of many. Meeting the needs of Africa's people is what drives the bank to do more and be more. You can be a part of this dream. Reach out and grab this opportunity. Live boldly, be curious and courageous, believe in Africa and be a part of it, because with Standard Bank, it can be.
So there we have it. Why don't we all be part of the innovations of Standard Bank? Unayo mulinayo tsopano? Sitinganame nthawi yokwanira tinali nayo kuti muno moti ipeze. Unayo mulinayo. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. For those that are giving comments online, they will be consolidated and definitely they will be attended to, because I know online there are comments that are also coming in on the same. At this point in time, I would like to once again invite the Dzaleka dancers just to give us a bit of a breather. A round of applause for the Dzaleka dancers as they come. A round of applause once again. Nde akuti tikuti tikwanitse kuvina choncho tikuyena kukhala ndi UNAYO. Muli nayo. Guest of honor, the CEO, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to appreciate your presence this morning to the launch of UNAYO. For your time, guest of honor, and everybody else, we have come to the end of the program. I will shortly be releasing our guest of honor, but however, there is tea that has been set before us, and I would like the high table to lead us into partaking tea. We are all welcome. Once again, thank you so much for being part of this wonderful event. Have a great morning. Let's keep safe. COVID is real. Mask up and sanitize. Have a great day, ladies and gentlemen.
A market for the free, a place for you and me. Sunset Mama, Sunset Mama, whatever you need, you can get it easily. Sunset Mama, Sunset Mama, Sunset Mama. Daya kukuliza, kapena kukula. Sunset Mama, Sunset Mama. Daya kutumiza, kapena kulandila. Sunset Mama, Sunset Mama. Sunset Mama, Sunset Mama. Sunset Mama, Sunset Mama. Sunset Mama.
Standard Bank, it can be.
A market for the free, a place for you and me. Sunset Mama, Sunset Mama, Sunset Mama. Whatever you need, you can get it easily. Sunset Mama, Sunset Mama, Sunset Mama. Daya kukuliza, kapena kukula. Sunset Mama, Sunset Mama. Daya kutumiza, kapena kulandila. Sunset Mama, Sunset Mama. Sunset Mama, Sunset Mama. Sunset Mama, Sunset Mama. Sunset Mama.
Standard Bank, it can be.